welcome back to my channel. It's your favorite Southern Psychic, Lele in the building. And today we got another reading, so go ahead and get your drinkity drink, go get your snackity snack, and let's get it popping. Now, boo, today's topic of discussion, you got people shaking in their boots, okay? And you were unpredictable for a reason, and it's giving poker face energy, okay? So definitely this energy that's coming through right now, like you've been kind of playing poker with people, right? You're not like really like revealing a lot of like what you're doing, what you're going through, you know what I'm saying? Like anything that you're battling with, you're kind of handling it. Like you're handling business is what I'm hearing here, okay? And so this message is coming through all of this hard work that you've been doing. It's like you've been in the prayer closet, you've been working, you've been grinding, and finally it's like this is the grand reveal, okay? This is the grand reveal of your power and like all of the plans that you've been implementing, like you're putting it to the test, and it feels like this is like the reveal party of you, boo, okay? I feel like people were kind of like confused about what path you were going to take is what I'm hearing, okay? So definitely people were saying, oh, you're a little bit scatterbrained, you don't really have much of a direction, and I'm hearing that like you actually did have a direction, but you weren't revealing all of your plans all at once because you understood the assignment. You understand like these bots out here, like they cannot like comprehend your vision, you know what I'm saying? Like you have this vision that's higher up, it's a lot more detailed, it's a lot more like in the astral is what I'm hearing. It's something that's never been really done, maybe in your family or something, like something very much unorthodox. Like you walk the unorthodox path, and the reason why you do this is because you're here to create change in the culture, okay? So there's definitely something that you've been doing. It's very unorthodox, and like I said, it's been in the shadow period, and now you're kind of coming out with it, you know what I'm saying? It's like this is like you're coming out of the closet party period, okay? So this message is coming through like you're definitely starting to shine, you're starting to really step into your power in this beautiful way. And I'm hearing like it was a quiet power. It wasn't something that was very boastful at first, because like I said, like maybe you were doing the rehearsal, right? That's what's given. Like you were kind of doing the rehearsal, doing the affirmation work and stuff like that. And like now it's time for the reveal, okay? And so now like you got people shaking in their boots because like they were not expecting this from you. It definitely feels like you're doing the unexpected this season, right? Where whatever you got going on, it came out of left field because they weren't expecting you to be doing this thing, okay? So it's definitely, like I said, unorthodox, whatever it is that you're doing, okay? Also could be like an unorthodox way of making money is what I'm hearing, okay? So definitely this time period. Another message I'm hearing as well is that like you're kind of meeting people at their level. Like you're not sitting there trying to like get people, like you're not trying to get people on board what you got going on. Like you're not trying to like over explain things, right? Because you understand like you can't talk eagle to pigeon, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't really like express this truth of the depth of you and your ideas to everybody, not to every Tom, Dick, and Harry, no, because there is this energy of black sheep coming through twice in this reading. We literally have it in this deck, and then we have it in my deck, okay? Black sheep of the family. So you are the black sheep, and like that's what makes you different. That's what makes you built different. Like you're built different is what I'm hearing. And it's because like as the black sheep, like you're used to being misunderstood, right? It's got to a point like you're so used to being misunderstood. Like let people misunderstand your silence. Let people misunderstand like your direction is also what I'm hearing here, okay? Because you're very intuitive, and Spirit's saying like the direction that you're going in right now, like you're having big plans for big things, period. So the black sheep card here, it says rebelling, going against expectations, and defying the norms, okay? So that's what you came here to do, is to defy the norms, boo, okay? And so like you've kind of accepted this title of being different, owning what makes you unique and quirky and different, right? And like you're realizing that it's not a weakness, it's actually your strength, right? And whenever you tap into it as your strength, changing your perception, because we do have the Ten of Swords energy coming through, so I am hearing this energy of like this like burdensome thing, right? We had the Ten of Swords in yesterday's reading as well, but I clarified it with the Fool, right? It's the change of perception. Like, okay, so you revealed certain information maybe to certain people, and like they were not computing is what I'm hearing. And so it's like I'm also hearing like, you know, certain things were revealed about certain people and how they felt about you, coming back to that black sheep energy. So it's like, oh, okay, instead of sitting here being in my feelings, right, is what I'm hearing, like being like, okay, I know where to leave you at, right? Like that's the energy it's given. Like you know where to leave people at this season is what I'm hearing. We have the Star coming through, we have the Six of Wands, and we have the Magician. Yes, so you're a divine alchemist, you're taking navigating painful situations like you always do. This is not your first rodeo, boo, right? Like, you've been in many situations that were painful, and you've had to learn how to be an alchemist and transmute all the pain into power, okay? And so that's what you've been in the process of doing, and kind of having this like hyper tunnel vision and not letting yourself get like distracted from what people have to say or what they have to think about, like what you got going on, right? Because it's none of your business when it comes down to it, okay? And so you're just being this divine alchemist as this magician, okay? And you're finding success. Like I said, like this dream that you want to do and what you want to pursue, Spirit's saying like it's time to come out of the shadows. It's time to be in the limelight and to own this project, right? It's like being vocal and proud about this thing that you got going on, right? Because I know like societally, like whenever you come into conversation, let's say with family members and things like that, like they want to know like, what are you doing for a living? Are you getting married? Are you gonna have babies? You know what I'm saying? Like that, those kinds of conversations. I don't know if it's like that everywhere else, but it's like that in the South. And I'll tell you what, that ish is annoying, right? And so like they're used to the same old, you know what I'm saying, like kind of conversation, and you just come out like, well, this is what I got going on, okay? And I'm actually finding a lot of success with it. I'm actually finding my soul tribe. I'm actually like making waves, you know what I'm saying? And so like you're learning how to be proud of like this thing that you held in the shadows for so long is what I'm hearing. And like I said, it's got people like shaking in their boots because like you found your identity. It's like you found your place, okay? A lot of people didn't think that you were going to find your place. Like I said, like people were really skeptical, like, oh, are you going to make it? Are you going to get successful? Are you going to, you know, put roots down? You're putting roots down in a completely unorthodox way is what I'm hearing here, okay? It's not in the traditional way, okay? And so this season coming through, we do have the energy coming through of the star on the rise, okay? You are a star on the rise, period. So definitely this is so crazy because we have the star on the rise, we have the star card. We had the Fool card, and we also literally have the Fool. So a lot of energy is mirroring back is what's showing here. And so when energy is mirroring back in the cards or just outside of yourself, you might notice synchronicities. Like you might be talking about something and then all of a sudden, boom, like you see a billboard that is literally talking about what you were just talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like that is showing, like the universe is showing you that you are on the right path and trusting the next process, trusting your steps, okay? So I am hearing a message come through that magic is starting to open up for you because you're embodying the magic. You're letting go, you're letting flow, and you're allowing yourself to be seen for who you truly are, period. Okay, as this black sheep, somebody who, you know, you didn't really fit in, but the reason why you didn't fit in is because you're supposed to pave a new path, right? And so like whenever you find yourself in situations where it's like, where before you were kind of holding your breath and you were just like, well, I don't really want to reveal too much. Now is the time because you've already started to find success in this. And I feel like there's a lot of people who can back you up is another message. Not that you need people to back you up is what I'm hearing. You really don't. Like you just come to this place of understanding, like you don't need a whole lot of people in your corner, but you do have like a whole soul tribe, a whole soul team over here who is rooting for you, right? Who can vouch for you. That's the difference this season, because before I'm hearing you were kind of in this energy of like, you didn't have a lot of people who could like, you know, who could say, hey, so-and-so has credentials, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the energy it's given. Like now you have experience and you have, it's like you're so rooted in yourself and your path. Like nobody from the past, nobody from your childhood, I'm also hearing family members, like they can't come around and tell you who you are. They can't sit there and like gaslight you anymore is what I'm hearing, because you are in your Venus essence. Okay, I'm also hearing Venus Dasha. Okay, so that's Vedic astrology. Somebody might be into Vedic astrology is what's coming through here. Okay, so let's get a pop and see some more. Like you're starting to realize that you are important, right? I feel like before you didn't really know where you belonged. You didn't really know, like, you know, what you wanted to do with your life, but you're realizing like you're finding peace with this chaotic creative process is what I'm hearing here. Ooh. Bro, oh my God, look, we have the Seven of Pentacles coming through, okay? And now we have the King of Pentacles. Look, you go from the Seven of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles, you have found success. You're on the road, the path to success is what Spirit's saying. So all this hard work, like I said, in the shadows, in the prayer closet, doing the spiritual work, the inner work, the healing, the physical work, you know what I'm saying? Like putting the work in, and, you know, like I'm hearing you're coming to this place of self-establishment where you can't be moved anymore. It definitely feels like reputation, like your reputation is healed, but in a most unpredictable way, right? Like where before it was like, okay, well, this is what success looks like, and this is what I have to look like to be successful. And it's almost like fake it till you make it, but it's almost like you faked it until you became it, or you just kept working on it until you literally chiseled away and became this baddie, this person who is well established in themselves as this kingpin, period. Okay, it says wealth, business, leadership, security, discipline, abundance, abundance, prosperity, and generosity. Okay, and so now you're just coming in this season of like knowing yourself, you know, knowing your self-worth, because boo, I know it's almost like you were tested by fire is what I'm hearing here through this process of becoming more disciplined in yourself and your vision, right? Especially if you're a dreamer, right? If you're a dreamer, a lot of times the thing that we can struggle with the most is just being consistent or being disciplined. And this is something that you've started to work on and getting serious about, or you've been recently called to just like get really honed in on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the only way to succeed, honestly, is if you really hone in, is what I'm hearing. Okay, and so like you no longer allowed the vocals, I'm hearing the narrative of the past to sit there and like stifle your growth, right? That's the energy coming through. Exactly, Nine of Swords, like I said. Okay, that was the energy that's coming through here. Okay, it says anxiety, worry, fear, depression, nightmares. Like, this is what you've overcome. Like, you're overcoming this energy of like sleepless nights and things like that, or like worrying about things that didn't even, you know, deserve your attention, period. Yes, we have the Four of Wands in the reversal. It says personal celebration, inner harmony, conflict with others, okay, lack of support. This is what it was. Look, you used to stress over not having enough emotional support from other people. It definitely could be in your family as well. I'm just hearing people didn't believe in you. Like, people didn't believe that you would be successful. The rain is literally coming down like really hard right now, so it's about like emotional release. Like, you finally let go of their perception of you and like it's almost like trying to prove yourself to certain family members or something that you've grown up or you've changed. I forgot to mention, we do have some other oracle cards, and it actually looks like this card. Okay, Nine of Swords. Look, she's like stressed out with the never-ending story. Okay, but we literally have come to the edge, right? So come to the edge is showing like, boo, the universe was like, look, this is going to be the thing that makes you or breaks you, and you decided to, you know, be like, you know what, this is going to make me. I'm not going to sit here and wallow. I'm not going to sit here and, you know, feel sorry for myself. Like, you're so done with that energy is what I'm hearing. And so this energy coming through, like I said, like, you might not have had a lot of support in this, but now that you're starting to find success, it's come out of left field to these people. And like, it's like you have people who knew you before who are like kind of coming into acceptance of who you are, right? That's what I'm hearing here, because now you know who you are. You've already established yourself. There's nothing left to prove is what I'm hearing here. Okay, period. There was never anything to prove, right? If they ain't trying to get on the bandwagon of what you got going on or believe in you, but like I said, you stopped revealing the truth of this dream and this vision that you had, because you understood like the more that you would try to talk about it, the more that they would sit there and zap the magic out of your plans is what I'm hearing. Okay, so that's why you understood the assignment. You understood, I got to keep it quiet. I got to move in silence, period, right? And the Nine of Cups, wish come true, contentment, satisfaction, emotional stability, luxury, and gratitude. You're walking into a season of blessings and luxury, okay? Your energy screams luxury. Your energy screams Gucci vision, period. And that's what you had, right? It's almost like you were like swimming up out the swamp, getting up out of the gutters. Like, you wanted more for yourself. We wanted better for yourself. You understood that you had to come to the edge of yourself, of your comfort zone. This is what you've conquered. You have conquered your comfort zone is what I'm hearing, okay? Even if you do have, let's say, social anxiety or whatever like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you've overcome that ish. And like, I'm so freaking proud of you, because it takes a very strong person to sit there and face their demons and be like, you know what? Regardless of the fear, regardless of not having a lot of support or people on my team, I'm still going to get up and I'm going to get that bag. I'm going to sit there and get up and heal. I'm going to get better. I'm going to break these generational curses, period. And that's what you've done, okay? The Queen of Pentacles, dude. We have the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. So especially, like, I feel like you might have been going through a dry spell, and all of your hard work and efforts, like, now it's starting to finally pay off, okay? And it's also given this energy of, like, equal counterparts, boo, okay? So you're opening up a space for people who are also on that same page as you, who are high value, high class, period. Like, that's your energy. Even though your path is unorthodox, you still have this grace and this class about you, boo, okay? And that's something that is undeniable, period. I'm here, the universe takes care of you. Like, I feel like there's this helping hand, this invisible force that's really helped you and guide you through this path to success and becoming more accountable in yourself, being more stable in yourself, regardless of the naysayers, regardless of the pushback and people who didn't believe in you, right? It's definitely giving like Job in the Bible kind of energy. Like, that's kind of your story is what I'm hearing here. Like, all of his friends sat there and talked smack about him, was like, oh, you must have done something really wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, just judging before they really got to know the situation or understood it, right? And so that's what you dealt with. And that's the reason why you had to move in silence, right? That's the reason why you had to plant the seeds in the dark, right? And I'm also hearing like have a strong connection with God, okay, or the universe. Like, I'm literally hearing back then they didn't want me, now I'm hot, they all on me. Like, that's the energy that you're entering into this season, okay? Yes, the Magician, boo. Exactly. Like I said, you took the power back, okay? And so this season, yes, it says action, creation, manifestation, power, self-confidence. So this is a season to be confident in your Aquarius, to be confident in like what you've achieved already, okay? Like I said, like we're in these challenges as like badges of honor, right? That's what I'm hearing here, because you overcame so much darkness by yourself. Not a lot of people knew what you was going through, and you overcame that shadow, okay? And even on your worst days, you be slaying, okay? That's what I'm hearing. Like, not everybody can be like on your page because you built different, okay? So as a black sheep, you are built different because, like I said earlier, you're used to the rejection, you're used to being outcasted, and you're like, you know what? I might be outcasted over here, but I'm going to accept myself right where I am, okay? And that was the magical tick for you, boo, period. Bottom of the deck, we have the Tower and the Queen of Cups. Okay, this is sudden change, upheaval, chaos, revelation, disaster, awakening, release, and sudden insight. Yes, it's giving like Uranus energy is what's coming through. So like I said, like this kind of came out of left field, okay? Like I said, like you have destroyed people's perception of you is what I'm hearing here, okay? Through your hard work, through your dedication, and you not giving up on yourself, okay? And having faith regardless of what people say outside of you, okay? So I'm freaking proud of you, dude. So let's get up out and see some final advice. So Spirit, what final advice do you have for my spiritual baddies watching today? Generational curses. What I say in this whole reading, this is what you've been doing, is breaking generational curses, okay? You see the artwork, like you got people arguing, it's like, you know what, I'm gonna be better than my parents, I'm gonna be better than the last generation, what have you, okay? And so like you're being chosen, you've been chosen to do this, okay? It says you are the chosen in this day and age to let go of resentment, the past, and the pain. And so you let it go, that way you can go live your best life, right? Because if you hold on to resentment and what happened, what he said, she said, whatever, like it stops you from enjoying the moment. It stops you from enjoying your life and creating a beautiful, abundant life for yourself, right? So this is something that you finally come into understanding about is what I'm hearing here, okay? Bottom of the deck, we have burdens. Exactly. You're releasing the burden, okay? So the burden of the past, the burden of like what you went through, and like you don't make excuses for yourself anymore, right? And that's the change, period. Be the change that you want to see in the world is the vibe, okay? So that's what I have for you, darling. I love you so much. I'm so proud of you. If this resonated, feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that little notification bell so you don't miss out. Until next time, you have a blessed, wonderful day. Ta-ta.